we're going to spend some time doing activities and taking a look at perspective. Here is an example that I have for you. Look at this picture of Ricky hanging there. Or is he really hanging there? How we see things matters. Our perspective directs our attitude, but our attitude can also direct our perspective. Think about it. Have you ever had one of those days where you didn't want to get out of bed? Maybe it was going to be a dreary day, or maybe you didn't sleep well. Whatever it is, you weren't looking forward to the day ahead. So what did that do for your day? It probably gave you less patience and a less than positive attitude for anything that happened during that day. Your attitude directed your perspective. I think this happens to us all the time, so much so that we don't even notice that it's happening. We go into a situation not expecting good results, so we don't really find good results. Our society is good at this sort of perspective framing, and our viewpoint also directs our overall attitude. Think about it this way. If you've had a bad experience with an airline, how likely will you be to use that airline again if you have other options? You see, how we see things controls a lot of what we think, what we say, and what we do. And our perspective is made up of a lot of different things. It could be our experiences, those that are good, bad, in between. It could be our culture, our family, the things we're used to. It's shaped by our exposure, our worldview, maybe even our religious or faith-based viewpoints. One of the first opportunities I had that really challenged my own perspective happened quite a few years ago when I was serving in a ministry in Ohio. And we had this opportunity for inmates to come, and they would do grounds care and landscaping and different things for us. They would be there for 1 to 2 weeks at a time, and all we had to do was provide lunch for them. And I'll admit, when they first started coming, I was pretty anxious about it and not really sure I even wanted them to be there. But over time, that started to lessen, and I started to enjoy the conversations that we would have with them at lunch. Yet looking back, I don't think my viewpoint or my expectation was one of seeing Jesus already present. I felt like I was bringing Jesus to the conversations at lunchtime. It was a one-way mindset where I was bringing Jesus to this group of people until one day my perspective shifted. I was talking with one of the guys, and he shared that he had been reading his Bible and getting to know more about Jesus, and that for him, grace was the most beautiful word in the Bible. That grace was the most beautiful word in the Bible. I had one of those light bulb moments where I realized that I wasn't the one bringing Jesus to this group of guys because he was already present. He was there in what seemed like an unlikely situation, behind bars. That line I had drawn in my mind that I didn't even realize I had of me versus them, of them being the other in the situation, that slowly began to fade away. My viewpoint started to change. Our perspective matters. When we're working to cultivate hope where we're planted, I think we need to take an honest look at what we really think about those around us, at why we're doing what we're doing, at the people we're helping and walking alongside. Truly start to unpack some of our attitudes and our thoughts. There are so many ways our perspective factors into our daily lives, what we say and what we do. Here at Hinton, through our mission outreach, we talk a lot, I mean a lot, about our perspective, about how we may only know 1 or 2 pieces of the bigger puzzle for a family. We may only have a small snippet of what somebody is going through. We have hard conversations and real discussion around when is it appropriate for us to go work on somebody's home. For example, does a house have to be in such bad conditions for us to go there? Or can we be more proactive with the work that we're doing? As one summer missions participant shared, they learned that you should head off problems for homeowners rather than wait until they're that bad, and that they had never had that viewpoint before. How we see things shapes what we do in our lives and in our ministries. Now, I'm not saying that you need to change your perspective completely, or that you're wrong in your beliefs or your opinions. Obviously, that's not my place. I'm not saying that if you've had negative experiences that they aren't valid either. But I do believe that we need to be able to think about what we really think and feel in order to walk alongside somebody else. You might be like me in that you don't even realize that you've identified somebody else as the other until you start to dig deep within yourself. Now is a great time to begin unpacking it all, maybe even stretching yourself ever so slightly.